Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We're on a very long chapter, but it seems like we're nearing the end of it. The Inherited Turnabout. End part 1. So where did we leave off last time? Oh, this is not... No. Probably not the best of places to leave off. It looks like we're missing one thing before we continue. Let's just talk to everyone then. Maybe it'll give us a reminder. Got no logic pieces. We've talked to him. Nope, nothing here, nothing here. Delicia? Unless we can present something to her, I don't think so. Butts. The best day. Oh, okay, and then there's... I feel like we talked to everyone. So what do we do now? What are we doing? Present something to her? Trolley? I want to know why the trolley was here. Apparently, this lift trolley was here 18 years ago. Yes, it has allowed me to move various things from other rooms into this one. It was intended to carry heavy objects, but it has been quite useful for all sorts of things. That's it? You don't know? That's your favorite teapot. So we think she had something to do with the Normalium or something, but we never really... We think Normalium was in the tea. The teapot that was broken. We've only got 2 pages of stuff, so... What are we trying to do now? We haven't resolved this thing about the tea, have we? Oh, deduce? I didn't realize we had the deduce available. It's not a contradiction, it's not this. What is it? No. This whore was using this white service cart. However, why do I feel like something's amiss? What, is this the trolley? Is this the same as the trolley? Well, how do we... It looks like the trolley, but... Something is amiss. This is... Made by Pierre, okay. What do... I don't know what we're trying to do or say. We want to suggest that the poison gas was used here, but we don't have a piece of evidence relevant. Juice. For some reason, I thought it smelled different from the one we had this morning. Got no evidence to match. I don't know, to talk about, to bring up the topic of Normalium with. so I don't know. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't think there's anything you can talk to him about. What about you? No, not... Oh, yeah. So we've talked already about the fluorescent cloth. What about... this? Ugh. She doesn't have anything for us. I feel like we're supposed to deduce something on the table, but what? Should we talk to... present something to him? No, he doesn't have anything about anything. The liquid results. Oh, for goodness sake, he's useless. There must be another conversation we can have with her if we show her something else, like, I don't know, this. Oh, we haven't heard this before. There were 4. That's all she says about that? You don't have the ability to talk about the things you want to talk about. We can't look at the fountain. Sugar. Good. Might just look up a hint from a walkthrough or something. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now. Got like no goal or anything. Like, there's nothing that really is telling us what to do next. Or even hinting. Surely we're supposed to deduce something, but... Because deduce appears, but... The only pieces of evidence we have... Why do we have this still? Dunno. Alright, let's look up a hint. Wasn't a good place to start the stream in the middle of this investigation. Alright, investigation, hurry to turnabout, we're in the end, part 1. Talk to Catherine Hall. Hang on. What? Apparently, we're supposed to talk to someone. Didn't know this was required. Supposed to talk to Ray about. Oh no, we did that. Hang on. Examine the trolley next to Raymond Shields. Talk to Catherine Hall. Ask about 2 service carts. What? Ask about 2 service carts. So... the 1. What's the other? What does it mean, ask about 2 service carts? Deduce a spot on the white tablecloth with a sketch of beauties. Did I do that? But... Deduce a spot on the tablecloth. Deduce? Well, that doesn't make sense because it's not that big a deal that she's put a tablecloth on it when it didn't used to have a tablecloth. I mean, I realized that it was blue before and now it's white. But that's not a big deal. Okay, fine. Apparently that's a contradiction. Ah, you want a lecture on sketching from the famed Professor Loris, do ya? No, I just need to ask you something. The tablecloth in your sketch, are you sure it was light blue? Yeah, my eyes never fail me. But the one on the service card here is white, isn't it? Dude, you're always so busy thinking with just your head that you miss the obvious. What's with that look on your face? When I drew that painting, I was using the cart with the tea set on it, remember? Because I was tidying up the broken pottery shards. So she was pushing a cart with the sweets on. Could it be ice? Must be ice. Okay, that's a dumb thing to deduce because I suppose now that I think about it, it is reasonable. It is obviously blue versus white, but still. Okay, fine. I should have tried it anyway. Is it true you keep 2 service carts on the premises? Yes. Is there something wrong? Earlier I was looking at one of the sketches from that so-called artist and I noticed that he had drawn the cart's tablecloth light blue. Light blue? Are you sure you weren't mistaken, monsieur? Why would I be mistaken? It's right here in the picture. I only ever use tablecloths that are pure white. That's true, the tablecloth here doesn't have a single spot on it. Yes, that's because I always change them immediately whenever they get dirty. What were you doing when this sketch was drawn? At that time, I was just doing my job as usual. Then could you tell me exactly what that work entails? What were you doing when you were drawn in this sketch? From the looks of the drawing, It doesn't seem like you were transporting the tea set. This was when I was delivering chocolates to all the people in the investigation. Ah, how nice chocolates. I wish I could have got some too. There are still a few left, so please eat these then. I don't want to be eating anything which is near Normalia. No. That was it. I have a report. We have detected traces of normalium from the teapot. Can't be serious. It's just like Mr. Edgeworth said. Darn it. Did Mr. Edgeworth take the title of the best from me again? I was always the best. But when you're in a case, winning and losing is of no importance. What are you saying? Obviously it's best to be best at everything. If you can't understand that, then you have no business being a prosecutor. What? Please stop harassing Sebastian. Sebastian, a person of your caliber has no need to listen to such things. Justine, yeah, you're right. Please leave this to me. Why don't you go check on the victim's condition? Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll be right back then. Alright, I'll be waiting. Well then. Miss Curator, can you tell us why normalium was discovered in the teapot? I was not aware that it contained such a chemical. I suppose it may have been an ingredient from the detergent I had used. So you're saying that you did not put it in deliberately? No, of course not. There is no way for me to have known how to create the poison gas. Despite being a former actress, it seems you're not very good at lying. The thing is, actors are going to be the worst at lying because the whole point of acting is to act like humans don't actually act, isn't it? Like, you gotta betray what you're really thinking on screen. So, like, if you know... Like, if a character knows, like, they're worried about something, but they're pretending to be okay, well, the actor's supposed to convey that, so they're supposed to look like giving away that they're hiding something. Whereas in real life, you don't. You just look normal. So they'd actually be terrible at lying. Because they are lying. That's their... No, they are... It's hard to explain. They are pretending to be bad at lying. That's the whole point of acting. What do you mean? The angel's recipe is your possession. And the method to create the poison gas is contained inside that recipe book. So you must have known how to create it. I'm surprised you knew about that. Miss Curator, is this true? It's true that information about the poison gas is contained in one of the recipes. However, just because I saw it does not mean that I was responsible for the crime. Could you tell me what set off the poison gas? It was caused by the victim heating the lid of the gas case with a burner. Aha, I see. If he locked himself in that room of his own will and then set off the poison gas, wouldn't that suggest suicide? No. There's much easier ways of doing suicide than that. Where's the note? Where's the suicide note? Furthermore, I wouldn't have been able to obtain a chemical like Megatoxin X. It was in the locker of Miss Delicia. It was right here in the building. That reminds me, I met up with Katie a week ago, and that night was when I realized my Megatoxin X was gone. Katie, you couldn't have. Madame Delicia always carried her medicine bag around with her. Anyone could have stolen it. Kate, can't you tell us what you're hiding? I know you're not the kind of person who would hurt someone without reason. Monsieur Shields, you doubt me as well? Setting a trap on one of the gallery's exhibits and then disguising the rooms. I just think it would have been impossible for anyone but the curator. That's not true. There are no guards or security cameras at this gallery. If any ill-intentioned person wanted to sneak into the gallery, it would have been an easy task for them. Actually, Monsieur Gustavia apparently entered the gallery before it opened. Well, I'm beat. Looks like Uncle Ray can't do anything to break down Kate's iron guard. This might be a good time to use the technique your old man taught me. The technique my father taught you? This case is deeply connected to the one from 18 years ago. If we just pursue the present case, it may seem like there is a lot we don't understand. But if we try turning things around, there might be a hint in the case from the past. For example, just consider the relationship between the past case and Kate. What is the technique he's referring to, though? Do I? Miss Catherine Hall. 18 years ago, it seems that you melted Mr. Dover's sherbet sculptures. Yes, I was young and inexperienced, and I did something inexcusable. However, isn't that why you were able to open the Zodiac Art Gallery? Whoops, I just got disconnected. I don't know what you mean. I don't understand either. Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you seek her testimony? Yes, I would like her to tell me about the Zodiac Art Gallery. I would like to know the reason you decided to open a gallery for Mr. Dover's artwork. If you insist that this is related to the case at hand, I will allow it. Miss Curator, your testimony, if you please. Very well, if that will clear your suspicions about me. Now then, please testify about the Zodiac Art Gallery. "18 years. After Monsieur Master was arrested, I was finally able to buy back this mansion. Then, in order to maintain it, I decided to manage it as an art gallery. I collected Pierre Hoquet's works from all over the world. After all, it was my dream to open the Zodiac Art Gallery." It's wonderful that your dream has come true. What do you think, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I don't believe there was anything strange about her testimony. Judge Courtney, I believe in the courtroom it is standard to cross-examine the witness. Wouldn't you agree it's a little too early to say that there are no contradictions? Both, I mean, that matters to both to defense and prosecutor attorneys. Like, what is this about standards only applying to defense attorneys? It must have taken a lot of hard work these past 18 years to buy back the mansion. So, are you managing this gallery by yourself? Yes. Well, I say manage, but it only opened today. And I must continue protecting this mansion, so that Monsieur Master has a place to return to. None of this is really that important so far. Okay, this might be important. Pierre Hoquet. That's Mr. Dover's alias, correct? Yes, it's the name he used when he worked as a sculptor in France. About collecting his works. How did you prepare the Taurus and Gemini sculptures? I heard that Mr. Dover passed away before he completed those two sculptures. I had the sculptures in the Winter Palace specially made based on the photos I took. Oh? Could you tell us about that in more detail? The truth is, I wanted to manage the gallery together with Monsieur Master. What are you doing? Oh, stop that. Singing and dancing and all kinds of sweets. That's the kind of gallery I dreamed. Oh, she's not singing right now. No, Monsieur Master is innocent. The prosecutor at the time did not believe it, but... yeah, well, it was because it was Von Karma. He rigs every trial. I've lived it. So I'm trying to say that the sculptures didn't melt all that time ago. We kept them somehow. Literally the only thing I have is the photo. So just present that, I guess. No? prepared replicas of the sculptures in the Winter Palace. Based on the photos I took. Wait, but is this something to do with the fact that Winter Palace and... Taurus and Gemini. Winter Palace is Taurus and Gemini. No! I misclicked. I didn't want to present anything. Damn it. Identical to the sherbet desserts the victim made 18 years ago. Taurus and Gemini. But this is PCs. Is this the contradiction? Oh! Because it has a tail, it's not supposed to have a tail. So why is it PCs if it's... I'm so confused. Why is it PCs? Why has it got tails? It's not supposed to. The only other thing I can think of to show is... Oh. Oh, this. Because it has the salt and the blood. Well, no, because it has the salt, for one thing, because the original sculptures had salt. For some reason, I can't remember, because something was made out of salt. From the analysis results, it's quite clear that the sculptures in the Winter Palace are the sherbet sculptures Mr. Dover created. Oi, Miley! As a pharmacist, it's my turn to shine. What we call sugar actually comes in many different varieties and tastes. Even if the sculptures were replicas, it's nearly impossible to replicate the composition. I see. Thank you for the explanation. That was a very useful explanation. Why the attitude, Edgeworth? That, Ms. Hall, means you couldn't have melted the sherbet sculptures back then. You stole them and preserved them for 18 years. What? She preserved the sherbet for 18 whole years? If you freeze it properly, it's not impossible. Silence, please, Miss Curator. What do you have to say? So you're admitting that you stole the sherbet sculptures? No, I cannot admit to such a thing. There isn't any proof that I stole them, after all. Also, I couldn't have stolen the sculptures 18 years ago. I don't think they would have been easy to steal without the police noticing. Is that so? I don't know what you did 18 years ago. As such, how can I judge how difficult it would have been to steal them? It looks like she won't give up so easily. I don't intend on giving up until I learn the truth. I understand. Then I shall tell you what I did 18 years ago. On the day of the incident, I was waiting in the main building until the judging. During the judging, at Monsieur Master's request, I went to change the film in the camera. But before I could deliver the camera to him, I discovered Monsieur Dover's body. After Monsieur Gregory arrived, I prepared tea for everyone involved in the investigation. It was then that I witnessed Monsieur Gustavia entering Monsieur Dover's room. But that was everything I had done on that day. I don't think there's anything suspicious about my actions. That's not your decision to make. When she made tea? No, because people were in the rooms. I don't know. She was the only one in the room. I'm not entirely sure, I don't remember the details. I reckon it's them, because then she was using the service cart. What? I remember that now. Oh my. Sorry, but Monsieur Shields and company were at the fountain patios the entire time. Are you saying that I stole them in broad daylight? I absolutely am. Eek! But surely that would be still be impossible. If she placed the sculptures on the service cart, people would notice immediately. Not if there was a tablecloth over them. Trolley. And this is? This is the lift trolley Mr. Dover used 18 years ago to move his sherbet sculptures. It seems this same lift trolley lies here in the fountain patio. She had to move 2 sculptures, so... She would have to make 2 trips? Did she make 2 trips? Maybe. Kate, what's the meaning of this? What were you thinking? That was truly impressive. You certainly are, Monsieur Gregory's son. After 18 years, it's hard to imagine any proofs that I stole the sculptures remained. But I knew it was only a matter of time until I was suspected. Well, we haven't actually got proof. We just found a very convenient way in which she could have done it. Oh, well, she's admitted it. Okay. "18 years ago, I stole the sherbet sculptures from Monsieur Dover's room. It's just as Monsieur Edgeworth says. I disguised the lift trolley as a service car, and I served tea as I made my way back and forth. That wasn't all. I also took the ice block with all star clusters on it. Why did she do all this? Because she wanted to shut the temperature off. So everything you see in the Winter Palace are all original works from 18 years ago. That is all I have to say. But, even though I admit to stealing the sculptures, you can't arrest me for it. Heavens! You're assisting an investigation without knowing this much? Perhaps you should read this book concerning the Statute of Limitations. Well, because it happened a long time ago. It's the time frame in which a suspect can be taken to court. You can see it on this page. So we just gotta prove it was murder. That's right. And Miss Hall's theft was 18 years ago. Oh, so even murder runs out. Unless you committed murder later on. Where did she keep the ice blocks? She would have had to keep them in a freezer or something. So, why wouldn't the police have found the body when they realized it went missing? Are you saying that I hid Monsieur Dover's body? That's correct. But how can someone hide a body for 18 years? I would imagine it would be very difficult under normal circumstances. So you're saying that the circumstances weren't normal? Are they ever normal in this game? Are you claiming that you know where the body was hidden? When you consider Miss Hall's actions, the answer becomes obvious. 18 years ago, Miss Hall stole something more than just Sherbet sculptures. If you're so confident, I would like to hear your answer. Where did Miss Hall hide the body? In ice is the only answer that makes sense, but... Inside the statue. Wait. Do we want to show the PC's sketch? Or does it matter? Can we show that? Come on. Oh. No. But it bled. The Winter Palace, then. Take that. Come on. I do not see it. Please point it out clearly. Where in this picture can one see the body of the victim? Here, I guess. The Gemini sculpture? Yes, while it may look like the Gemini sculpture at first glance, in reality this is none other than Isaac Dover himself. But all I can see from this picture is an ice sculpture statue. That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to conceal it. Conceal it? Which piece of evidence did Miss Hall use to conceal the body? What, is this where I show the... Oh, it's the fluorescent cloth, isn't it? This is the cloth that was covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace. This cloth manipulates light. With it, it's entirely possible to make something look like ice. Isn't that right, Delicia? Yes, see. When it glows red, it's like a raging inferno. And when it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool ice. That cloth will only emit light when it is attached to a special device. Well, the device is right there in the photo. I was always wondering what that was doing there. That's ridiculous! Yes, and that's Ace Attorney in a nutshell. So then, when Uncle Ray took a photo of the Winter Palace... That's right, the body had been in front of us all along, disguised as Gemini. Why did she go to all this trouble? What was she actually trying to accomplish? So the ice sculpture melted and... Miss Hall moved the body out of the Winter Palace to prevent us from discovering it. Absurd. You say she threw the body into the fountain without any of us noticing? No, Judge Courtney. There was no need for that. She simply used the same method as before. Remember the lift trolley? Ah! She moved the body to some other room and dumped it into the stream to the fountain. Naturally, the frozen body would have sunk to the bottom of the fountain. That's why the cloth floated up first and was found by Delicia. And eventually the body thawed out and floated to the surface. Wait, a frozen body would float. Ice floats. Ice floats. That's... Okay, whatever. However, do you have any proofs that I moved the body? What is the crime we're trying to get her for here? Tampering with evidence, I suppose, because that's the crime she's done in the present. Is this the evidence? She used the blue cloth. The same blue cloth. This is a sketch Larry drew of the women at the fountain patio. I would like to direct your attention to the service cart on the left side of the sketch. Service cart? What about it? Don't you see? What transpired 18 years ago has happened again. Miss Hall was moving the body in this sketch. No! We're getting a lot more progress without De Beste in the room. I don't see Monsieur Dover's body anywhere in that drawing. All I did was hand out chocolates to everyone. The key detail in this sketch is the colour of the tablecloth. Up until now, I thought Larry had just made a mistake. The tablecloth. It's light blue. It may be light blue in the sketch, but no blue tablecloths exist in this mansion. Perhaps it's light blue because the body was hidden, still glowing underneath the tablecloth. There were 2 blocks of ice in the Winter Palace that are completely hollowed out. If you put the body inside the block of ice, it would look like a service cart. Miss Hall, you put the body in the block of ice and used the lift trolley to move it, didn't you? Didn't you? But what if it was just a mistake, like you said before? It doesn't prove anything. I agree that alone the sketch is worthless. Once you removed the body, the service cart would revert back to a lift trolley. That's why the lift trolley was left behind in the fountain patio. And without the service cart, there would be no place for you to put your chocolates. The chocolates I gave everyone? Until then, the chocolates had sat on top of the service cart as you gave them away. When you gave them to us, you took them from your pocket. Because she had no service cart to put them in. That's because once the body was disposed of, you no longer had a service cart. Did we eat those chocolates? Ugh. Tablecloth wasn't hidden. It's right in front of us. Is she wearing it? Isn't it obvious? Miss Hall is carrying it with her out in the open. Oh, you mean... Miss Hall, you are wearing the tablecloth around your waist. The block of ice was not encased in a glass case. In other words, the tablecloth was in direct contact with the block of ice. We have it examined. We will undoubtedly find traces of sherbet on it. Miss Hall, you will turn your tablecloth over to the police at once. There's no need to examine the tablecloth. It is just as you say. I stole the poison from Madame Delicia, and I moved the body. Why? I have done terrible things. Why did you do this? It's such a strange thing to do, I don't understand. 1 week ago I took your Megatoxin X bottle. I slipped it into that man's pocket to make it look like suicide. And if they suspected it was murder, the evidence would point to Madame Delicia. It's cruel. Weren't we always trying to save Mr. Master together? I could not let myself be arrested. Not until I had proven Monsieur Master's innocence. What was the point in all this? I don't understand. From the very beginning I had planned to turn myself in once everything was over. But I suppose it is too late to say that now. Kate, why? Why would you go this far? Even for Monsieur Shields, I've caused nothing but trouble. For the past 18 years, I have been a criminal. The IS-7 incident, don't tell me that you were the true culprit. My greatest crime is stealing the sherbet sculptures for my own selfish interests. When Monsieur Dover died, they were no longer just ordinary sculptures. They had become the final works of the sculptor Monsieur Master so deeply loved. What if they melted before Monsieur Master returned? With that in mind, I couldn't let anyone touch them, not even the police. Even though I knew it was wrong, I moved them to the mansion's freezer. However, I only wanted to preserve Monsieur Dover's art. I did not know his body was hidden among them. What? Do we believe this? So that kind man, he treated someone like me as family. He meant more to me than anyone else, and yet... So he was found guilty because the body wasn't found? When Monsieur Master was found guilty, I was chased out of this mansion. I was finally able to reclaim the mansion just a few days ago, but... when I saw the sculptures still sleeping away in the freezer, I realized that I was the one who hid Monsieur Dover's body. However, the statute of limitations had already expired. Therefore, I could think of no other way to atone for my sins. So, she stole the sculptures in the first place just because she liked them and she just wanted to keep them? That's so strange. Because she just left them in the freezer for 18 years. Why would Ms. Hall plan a murder with such an uncertain method like poison gas? And the reason she disguised the Autumn Palace to look like the Winter Palace was to make those involved in the incident 18 years ago confuse the two rooms. I'm confusing the two rooms a lot. She was trying to prove Mr. Master's innocence. In that case, Ms. Hall's true objective was... to find the true culprit. Perhaps she was trying to find the true culprit? Ms. Hall, were you trying to prove Mr. Master's innocence? You wanted to reveal the true culprit and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Was that not your true goal? By displaying those sculptures, you'd attract those involved in the past incident. Only two people would know where the body was hidden. You and the true culprit. The culprit would have panicked, knowing that the body would be displayed publicly. Yes, and if the culprit really showed up, there's a risk they'd erase their tracks. In the worst case scenario, they might have even stolen the body. So how could she protect the evidence while simultaneously luring in the culprit? I see. That's why she made the Autumn Palace look like the Winter Palace. Yes. And then, Miss Hall, you must have thought, whoever opens the PC's case, believing it to be the Gemini case, must be the true culprit of the IS-7 incident. What? That's what I'm saying. What? This is bizarre. So the person who did open the case, was he innocent? Or was he actually trying to... Please wait a moment, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Do you realize what you're saying? Do you intend to accuse that person of being the culprit behind the IS-7 incident? I mean, he won't be tried because the statute of limitations. But it would free Masters, surely. Go for it. Yes, that's correct, Judge Courtney. I indict this person as the true culprit behind the IS-7 incident.
Take that!
Dane Gustavia, who fell victim to the poison gas, is the true culprit of the IS-7 incident. Gusty is? Mr. Gustavia? Miss Hall, didn't you believe that if you opened this gallery, the true culprit would come? That's why you set up the poison gas trap, is it not? You truly have a gifted mind, just like your father. It is as you say, Monsieur Edgeworth. Now, would you please tell us the whole truth? Yes, I have nothing more to hide. I will tell you everything. I set up a trap in the gallery to find the true culprit. Before the gallery opened, I left only the Autumn Palace unlocked. At opening time, when I went around to unlock each room, I discovered that the Autumn Palace had been locked from the inside. I knew that the true culprit was on the other side of the door. My hand was trembling. When I heard Monsieur Gustavia was exposed to the poison gas, I realized he was the culprit. And I thought that if the police discovered Monsieur Dover's body, it would prove Monsieur Master's innocence. But the police aren't smart enough to put that together. Why didn't you ever come talk to me? There might have been another way. Because Ray would never approve of setting a trap to kill the true culprit. That's dirty tactics, that is. But why would... Like, I don't understand how a plan would work. If the body of Dover was discovered and Gustavia was killed in the room, that doesn't link him to the original crime of killing Dover. It just means he was killed by a trap and Dover's body is there. It only proves Master's innocence if Miss Hall explains the reasoning for setting up this trap. But then that means she will get arrested for murder because she's just committed murder. Is that what she wants? Gregory, Mr. Master, and even you, I couldn't protect anyone. The one who should be apologizing is me, Monsieur Edgeworth. Monsieur Shields, I'm terribly sorry. I shall accept whatever punishment I am given. You do understand that's murder. However, I must ask of you, please clear Monsieur Master's name. To be continued. Oh, for goodness sake. This has got to be the last part, surely. Ms. Hall, have you composed yourself? Yes. What you did, no matter the reason, was unforgivable. Yes, I know. However, you committed this crime in order to prove Mr. Master's innocence. If the true culprit is someone else, we have a duty to reinvestigate. No false evidence from the IES-7 incident remains in the official case files. Moreover, there is no evidence to lend credence to Miss Hall's testimony. We should first arrest Miss Hall as the culprit behind today's incident. Well, she does need to be arrested. She's got the point there. We cannot be certain that all the case files are accurate. After all, the prosecutor in the case has a history of forging evidence, and he's now in jail, so... Yes. Are you suggesting that the PIC overlooked such a prosecutor? You mean the one who's currently in jail? Yes. That's none of my concern. The truth is that evidence was falsified. And the fact that Dover's body from 18 years ago was just discovered proves it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I can see remnants of Prosecutor Von Karma within you. What? Very much the opposite. You try to deceive the PIC and fabricate the truth. Let me inform you of my, or rather the PIC's logic. What? Oh, what is she doing now? I acknowledge that the prosecutor Von Karma fabricated the information about the body. However, he successfully convicted Mr. Master as an accomplice. I believe that the true culprit was Miss Curator herself. She even attempted to murder Mr. Gustavius today in order to put the blame on him. She did do that. Is that really what the PIC believes? Yes, every word I utter is for the sake of law and order. You keep changing your word every chapter, so... So this is the bit we don't agree with. Everything else is true. Are you saying that both Miss Hall and Mr. Master murdered Isaac Dover? Mr. Master committed the murder, while Miss Curator moved the body. That's what I believe. What? How can you say that? We know blah blah blah. Did you not steal the body and preserve it for 18 years? That unknowingly? Well, we don't... Doesn't matter, she can't be tried for it. She did try to do that, yeah. It doesn't matter why he did what he did. It is true that she did try to kill Mr. Gustavia. Yeah, but that's your problem, not ours. You can't accuse people and not have any evidence. Allow me to give you a clearer explanation. We already have ample evidence for both the IS-7 incident and today's poison gas incident. body, the murder weapon, and a pair of suspects. For the poison gas incident, we have 2 chemicals and Miss Hall's confession. Furthermore, I have finished collecting all the evidence necessary. For your own PIC hearing, Prosecutor Edgeworth. What? Hold it, there's still a need for further investigation. If you wish to hold my verdict, please do so with evidence. That is, if there is any evidence that requires further deliberation. What needs to be cleared up? Whose fingerprints these are? Maybe? I don't know. A lot of these cases are closed now. The fingerprints? No, no one cares about the fingerprints. No, no, go! Is it that there's no autopsy report? No? Oh. I don't know, what? The murder weapon? We need that to be investigated? Oh, should I be presenting about this statement? Okay, we don't have the autopsy report. Damn it. I think we should be pressing this statement, not the other one. So, they think we have enough evidence. The fingerprint? I don't know. The, For goodness sake, this is so stupid, because it's not a proper testimony, it's like, we're just arguing about something. I don't know whether it should be this statement or this statement. Oh, I haven't read this. This might be important. If the suspect flees to or lives in a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached, then resumes. If charges are pressed to demand compensation, the statute is frozen for the length of that procedure. I reckon the first one might apply. But this has nothing to do with what Courtney is saying now. I don't know what to present here. This doesn't make any sense. I should just look it up. Like, this is just poorly... Some of these testimonies are kind of poorly devised, I think. Like, what am I trying to say here? There's a lot of things I would like to investigate further, but what... It's not a contradiction. It's just something we want to do. You successfully convicted Mr. Masters and accomplice.
Objection.
I mean, that's true. A body. We have a body, the murder weapon, and a pair of suspects. Okay. Gas burner's not important. I mean, we already know that Gustavia was using it to try to open the thing. Let's just look this up. This just it doesn't make any sense to me. Present liquid analysis results at there is no time to investigate. Like, why specifically there's no need to investigate? Like, why specifically that statement and not this one, which says we have enough evidence? That doesn't make any sense. So we're supposed to present this. What's special about this? Salt, sugar, and blood detected. The sugar matches the light blue liquid found in Doe's. Yeah, that's in line with everything that Miss Hall said. Why would we want to present this? Apparently this is what you do. Let's see what he has to say about it. There's still one piece of evidence from the IS-7 incident that remains unsettled. Take a look at this. This is the forensic results from the Gemini sculpture that melted in the Winter Palace. According to the results of the analysis, traces of someone's blood were found. Who does this blood belong to? Until we know the answer, this case is still open. Oh, it wasn't Isaac's? You don't know this, Courtney? I heard nothing of this from Sebastian. This was a report from Detective Gumshoe. I had planned to tell Mr. DeBestit myself. Yes, I investigated. That's what we do. Thanks to our early detection, Mr. Gustavia's life was saved. I found the body. Mr. Gustavia. So he's alive. Would you be the ones who saved my life? Hey, Mr. Gustavia. We were just talking about how you killed Silva. I am in your debt. It is thanks to you that I have completely recovered. There's no need for thanks. Since you're alive, we can reach the truth behind the incident 18 years ago. What do you speak of? While you were unconscious, the truth has started to come to light. You may be Isaac Dover's murderer. Miss Hall was looking for the criminal behind the events of 18 years ago. That's why she set up the poison gas in the PC's case. Mr. Gustavia. It's not a good idea to be filling him in on all this information. It's better to interrogate him. Otherwise he's going to formulate a strategy. Nah, I think he's just meditating. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us what you did 18 years ago. I'm the criminal because I fell for the trap? That's not a very funny joke. I'm a victim, not a culprit. Mr. Gustavia, it has not yet been made clear whether or not you are the criminal. This is only their baseless speculation. Do not concern yourself with the drill or a prosecutor without jurisdiction. At least there is one person here who understands. My name is Justin Courtney. I am a judge. So what are you doing prosecuting? You're not a prosecutor, you're a judge. You're supposed to be impartial. I merely believe in the judgments of the goddess of law. Ultimately, those who render judgment are only human. As long as humans control the law, there is no guarantee that every verdict is correct. If you are going to help conceal the truth, I will not hold back. Lady Justine, what should I do now? You're being suspected because you set off the poison gas. Can you tell us the reason why you opened the PC's case? Understood. I came to see Dover's works from 18 years ago. However, I accidentally entered the museum a half hour before it opened. Miss Hall, there was nobody at the entrance, correct? Since I thought the criminal from 18 years ago might be coming, I had no security guards in place. I didn't even lock the doors. I was very busy with opening preparations, so there was nobody on the first floor. In addition, I locked every palace door aside from the autumn one. I see. This isn't a courtroom, and it's really weird that we're doing this here. I wish to view Dover's handiwork up close. The Gemini sculpture. No, it was actually the PC's, wasn't it? The lid had been frozen shut, so I borrowed a burner to open it. But as soon as I opened the lid, poison gas began pouring out. Well, it sounds mostly true, but not the motive. Would it not make sense for suspicion to fall on Lady Catherine before myself? She may have intended to release the poison gas haphazardly.
Objection.
Kate turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She was specifically targeting the person who triggered the trap. Mr. Gustavia, you were her only target. You are willing to accept the words of this criminal? It doesn't matter. This is not what we're questioning here. We're questioning what you were doing. I had no reason to murder Sadova. If there is no evidence to suggest that I killed him, you cannot suspect me. Ugh. All we know for sure is that Mr. Gustavia fell victim to the poison gas. No matter how strange his behavior was, it won't prove he committed the murder. If Mr. Gustavia was the one who killed Mr. Dover, there must have been a motive. Motive? Mr. Gustavia himself is denying that such a motive exists. It's not easy to take another person's life. 18 years ago, your old man also discussed motive with Prosecutor von Karma. If Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour... it could serve as a motive for murder. We couldn't talk with Mr. Gustavia 18 years ago, but this time things are different. If we connect to everything we've learned so far, the truth might be revealed. Yes, I suppose so. So, the gloved finger marks on the picture frame was your doing? Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. It wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Oh man, there's so many... Is Gustavia's goal to view the angel's recipe? The amount of film in the camera decreased. Did someone use it? Gustavia claims he has no motive to murder Dover. Gustavia helped Dover with his finals dessert, but Dover didn't help. It's not enough for murder, but it could be connected. You collaborated with the victim Isaac Dover to create your desserts, didn't you? Oh, it seems you know about my secret. Mr. Shields told me about it. Mr. Dover handled the design while you were in charge of the taste. Is that correct? Back then, my training had been insufficient. It seems you worked together through the semi-finals, but not during the finals. Why is that? We both wish to compete in the finals against Sir Master on our own merits. You must have also helped with Isaac Dover's dessert, even during the finals. What makes you able to declare something like that? Didn't you tell Prosecutor von Karma about it yourself 18 years ago? That you cooperated until the day before the finals? If there was a reason why your partnership with Isaac Dover broke down, that would be a motive for murder. Then That could be a possibility. However, Sodova and I ended our partnership peacefully. It's not hard to imagine. I couldn't have killed Sodova while Sir Master was also there, making his desserts. In other words, there is no way I could have committed the murder. Did he take photos of the angel's recipe? If he had photographed the contents of the angel's recipe, he wouldn't need to steal it. Perhaps Mr. Gustavia used Mr. Master's camera to take the pictures. I see. Pictures, eh? The problem is the time at which he entered Mr. Master's room. Mr. Gustavia could have moved around freely during the afternoon tea, right? Because it seems both him and Mr. Dover did not participate in the afternoon tea. So, during the afternoon tea then. Proceed to Edgeworth, are you satisfied? Heh, sorry, but I am far from satisfied. Because I am finally starting to see the truth behind this case. Are you saying you have found some evidence to show us that truth? No, there is no need to present any evidence, since we can just have Mr. Gustavia tell us the truth. Ah, so this is where you use that, right? Indeed. Mr. Gustavia, there is one thing I want you to tell me. I said, Mr. Gustavia, there's one thing I want you to tell me. What is it? During the finals of the contest, you made your desserts on your own. I wanted to compete for the title of the world's greatest pastry chef on my own merits. If that was truly the case, you would have competed on your own merits from the start. I want you to tell me why it was necessary for you to cooperate with Isaac Dover. Oh, not the stupid chess thing. During the contest 18 years ago, Mr. Gustavia collaborated with Mr. Dover. I wonder what made them decide to cooperate in the first place. That's what I need to draw out for him, but... he's got 4 chess pieces. Why did you decide to collaborate with Isaac Dover? So Dover and I were already acquaintances even before the contest began. Since he was interested in the contest, we simply decided to enter it together. Heh, joining forces with a sculptor. You weren't confident in your own abilities? You know nothing about me. We wanted to make great works together. So Dova's son and my own attended the same elementary school. We got along well from the start. Really? So were you going to share the title of world's greatest pastry chef together? This chess thing makes no sense. Dova's goal was the grand prize, the angel's recipe. I see, you cooperated because your interests were aligned. But there must have been a reason why your partnership soured. Sir Prosecutor, I am the victim of a poisoning. If you're going to suspect me in this manner, perhaps I'd better return to the infirmary. In that case, you should end things soon. I am not a patient man. I mean, if he needs medical care, we have to let him go. Years ago, I was lacking in design sense. However, things are different now. Oh, are you saying you have improved at your craft? Exactly, for I have trained at the Republic of Zhengfa. He's been in a foreign country. That means the statute of limitations still apply. Yes. At the time, I also studied Mr. Master's works. I would often watch his show with my son. So you were studying Mr. Master's work to improve your skills? Your own skills? If you had his recipes, perhaps it would have been easier for you to become the world's greatest. Perhaps. To a pastry chef, Sir Master's recipes were worth their weight in gold. If becoming the world's greatest pastry chef was your goal, you should have also been interested in the grand prize, the angel's recipe. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't interested. However, I wouldn't think that simply being interested would be a problem. I wonder about that. The angel's recipe, did you know its true value? Silly question. It contains Sir Master's best dessert recipes. Any pastry chef worth their salt would want it. Since I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of question. Did you intend to win the angel's recipe and use it to make desserts? Of course, if I obtained the angel's recipe, I was going to use it in my training. Hang on. Alright. I don't know the exact details, but that recipe book was much too valuable to be sold. You seem to know quite a lot about the Angel's recipe. It was explained to all the contest participants at the beginning of the contest. Huh. In that case, you must know about the recipe book's true nature. That it was not a recipe book for desserts at all. Impressive, Sir Prosecutor. So you know the true nature of the Angel's recipe. The Angel's recipe, some have called it the ultimate recipe book. It contained formulas for the new medicines that were not yet on the market. This is ridiculous. This should be freely known. This is recipes, medicinal recipes for curing people. It shouldn't be hidden away in a book that people have to win a pastry competition to get hold of. I'm going to use a knight this time. However, your skills in lying could use more work. You just said earlier that the Angel's recipe contained formulas for medicines. Formulae. You weren't interested in desserts. You wanted the medicine formulas. Now, why would a pastry chef, such as yourself, be so interested in medicine? Perhaps what you were really after was the information about the new medicine? Yes, my goal was more than just the title of world's greatest pastry chef. At the time my son was ill, I needed the recipe for the medicine. Son was ill. Tell me more about that. To protect my son's honor. Aww. He did it to save his ill son. See, now kind of feel sorry for him because those recipes should have been free to the public. They should have been known. Shouldn't have been locked up in a book when a kid is sick. What was the name of your son's illness? Don't tell me it was hypopagia. Okay, fine. What was your son like? Ah, my boy. He loved the desserts I made. Did you enter the contest solely for your son? Sir Prosecutor, you could never understand the feelings a father has for his son. I wanted nothing more than to cure my boy's illness. Until the semi-finals, my son would always drop by the contest venue to play. Is that so? Wouldn't he get in your way? Doubt you had time to care for your son while you were challenging Mr. Master. That may be so, but I wanted to grant my son's wish. He said he always wanted to be the first to eat my desserts. Oh. His son had hypopagia. No, 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 no. So it wasn't a serious illness. He just couldn't taste. About your son, if he was so sick, wouldn't it be difficult for him to come and play with you? My son's illness, it wasn't life-threatening. At the time, the recipe book was my one and only option. That's why I continued making my desserts without joining the others for tea time. So you weren't interested in what Mr. Master was making. You sure seemed confident in your chances of winning. It's so ridiculous. Like, if Master had known his son was sick, Master should have just given him the recipe. The idea that you have to win a competition to heal your son. What? That's... Oh, so weird. No, this is so stupid, this logic chess thing. What? I don't know when you're supposed to... You just said earlier that you studied Mr. Master's works. In addition, if your goal was to win the contest in order to get the medicine formula, you must have been curious about the other contestants' entries as well. There was time to sample the others' desserts during the contest, but none of their entries had any flavor. So I didn't want to eat any of it. I suspect I may have been a bit nervous as well. Oh, so he has hypoacusia as well. Is there really a need to be so secretive about it? It was enough to keep him from living a normal life. Yeah, I mean, not being able to taste is a pretty rough condition. I tried everything I could to cure his illness. It wasn't fair for the poor boy. He could never taste the desserts he loved so much. Was he too fat? What? He had it too? So your son suffers from a taste disorder. In order to cure your son's taste disorder, you needed the recipe book. Wasn't that your true goal? Based on how he's acted up until now, it appears he is still hiding something. Being unable to taste anything regardless of what you eat. Such a bitter illness. That reminds me, didn't you say something similar earlier? None of the entries had any flavor, so I didn't feel like eating any of it. Wasn't it? Perhaps your son wasn't the only one who suffered from a taste disorder. It's hard to imagine being a successful pastry chef without a sense of taste. Perhaps what you really wanted was to cure yourself. Heh, it seems you've caught yourself in a contradiction. Didn't you cooperate with Isaac Dover in the contest? You can hardly say that you made the desserts all by yourself. You must take great pride in your abilities as a pastry chef, but to betray your pride and cooperate with another contestant. You did it all to cure your own disease. Well done, Sir Prosecutor. It's as you say, the one with the taste disorder is not my son. It is I. No one knew. I've kept it a secret for 18 years. Doesn't matter how long a secret is kept. If you lie before me, I will expose it. Dane Gustavia and Isaac Dover were both trying to obtain the recipes for the new medicines. Gustavia to cure his condition, and Dover most likely to sell the recipe book for money. For this reason, they entered the contest as a collaborative effort. And with that, checkmate. I mean, if I were a pastry chef, I would dread cancer more than taste disorder, just saying. After all, no medication was available to cure it 18 years ago. In order to cure your taste disorder, you would need Mr. Master's angel recipe. And that's why you entered the contest, am I correct? That was one of my goals, but I still have my sights set on the title of World's Greatest. When it comes to making desserts, I won't lose to anyone. Even without the ability to taste, I still have the utmost confidence in my flavors. Oh? So I presume you also prepared your dessert in the finals without the intent to win? That goes without saying. Seems the dessert you made for the finals was not rated highly in regards to flavor. Mr. Gustavia, you will tell us about how you made your dessert during the finals. Very well. It seems I must teach you upstarts a lesson. Sir Dover and I cooperated until the finals. I handled the flavor. He was in charge of the design. However, for the finals, I wanted to challenge Sir Master with my own skills. I helped Sir Dover make his entry, but I made mine completely on my own. If the flavor of my entry wasn't good enough, my own lack of training was to blame. Well, of course he isn't going to fess up that easily. This guy's been on the run for 18 years after all. Guess we'll just have to keep on pressing him until he breaks, eh? So Mr. Dover took care of the design while you handled the flavor. Sir Dover was a sculptor by trade. His sense of design was splendid. But he was just an amateur chef. We combined our strengths by working together. You never did have much design sense, did you, Mr. Gustavia? Wow, that's impressive. So you were really serious about the title of World's Greatest Pastry Chef? Yes, confectionery is my life. Naturally, I wanted to be the world's greatest. But back then I was still inexperienced, and I was no match for the better chef. But your goal was also to obtain the angel's recipe, right? Wouldn't the recipe book be worth more to you than the title? Oh, don't stand by and watch you badger a convalescent man like this. Convalescent? So you helped Mr. Dover with his dessert, but made yours all by yourself. No matter how you look at it, this seems odd. Why did Mr. Dover assist you? It matters not how it seems, it is the truth. I do not know what Sir Dover was thinking. It's hard to prove if someone's lying about something that happened 18 years ago. Hey, Kay, does your secret weapon also work as a lie detector? If it did, I'd have already stolen Mr. Edgeworth's spotlight. There's no need for that. I will expose this man's lies myself. Dame Gustavia, please continue with your testimony. I think this is the statement which he needs to expand on. Up until the finals, I heard that you received high praise for the flavor of your desserts. Was there some sort of accident during the finals? Nothing of the sort. Where did you get that scar, anyway? I simply was unable to taste my work due to my taste disorder. My intuition must have been off. That's all. Then was your intuition fine while making Mr. Dover's entry? How could there be such a huge difference between the finals and the previous day? You knew Mr. Dover before you entered the contest, right? Yes, I knew him well. So Dover's son and my own attended the same elementary school. Then it wasn't a coincidence that you both participated in the contest. I heard about the contest, so I made the suggestion to Sir Dover. He always wanted money for his sculpting business. So, what's up with this photo of them? Because it doesn't have any evidence of anything. Should I just present it anyway, because it's the only relevant thing? No, damn it. Right, well, I mean, we don't think he's telling a lie here, so... But why are we able to press it? So you're sure there wasn't anything different between the semi-finals and the finals? Yes, that's right. So you were still able to make your desserts without Mr. Dover's assistance? I may have lacked design sense, but I was confident in the flavor. Apart from the design, there were no major differences between my finals and semi-finals entries. Huh? That sure is strange. That's not how Uncle Ray remembers it. I'm pretty sure both the look and taste of your finals dessert scored poorly. Finals weren't much different from the semi-finals. I don't have anything related to that. Aside from not cooperating with Sadova, the finals... Apart from the design, there were no major differences between my finals and semi-finals entries. So that's the lie. But what exactly am I gonna show here? Okay, that's not... We're trying to suggest that something changed about his entries. We don't have any evidence related to this. So clearly that's... I mean, Ray has just said this is false. But we've got nothing even related to this topic, so... Oh, Gustavio's son didn't visit for the finals? Is that the difference? There was another difference between the semi-finals and finals. This photo depicts your son. We know he came to visit you up until the finals. That is correct. What does that have to do with anything? Your son, who always came to see you through the semi-finals, was not present for the finals. And then, it was only in the finals that your flavor judged poorly. I don't believe this to be a mere coincidence. Your son's visits must have been very important to you, were they not? A father can work miracles when his son is watching. And when he's not? Maybe. He used his son as a taste tester. course, my son always loved my desserts. In that case, he would have been able to taste test your desserts in your place. What did you say? Earlier, you told us that you have a taste disorder. Yeah. No one else knew about your taste disorder. If Mr. Dover had found out, he would have ended your partnership. After all, you were in charge of the flavor. Your son didn't just cheer you on, he also helped you determine if your desserts tasted correct. Ah, I see. Mr. Dover's dessert was made the day before, so it still tasted good. What you are saying is quite amusing, Sir Prosecutor. You say that my elementary school son assisted me as a taste tester? You are insulting my pride. That's not even embarrassing, that's actually quite awesome. Letting your son be a taste tester. Ooh? After my taste disorder was cured, I went to train in Shengfa immediately. During that time, I severed all ties with my son. Okay. Well, we don't know the reasons. Oh, he's missing. Are we gonna find his son? Kinda looks like Phoenix Wright. Wonder whose blood it could have been. I asked forensics to look into it, sir. Man, is there still one thing that's bothering Uncle Ray? Was Mr. Gustavia's only reason for coming to the art gallery to check on the body? If he only wanted to confirm the body's presence, he wouldn't have needed to open the case. That's right. Is there a way he can prove this? There is one way. We just need that evidence from Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe. I trust you have the test results. Of course, sir. I just got the report back from the lab. So, this is the evidence that Prosecutor Edgeworth was talking about. Oh, hey, what's this? This is the first I've heard of it. Oh, who let him back in the room? Here's the report, sir. The traces of blood found on the Gemini sculpture belong to the victim of the poison gas, Dane Gustavia. What are you saying? Good work, Detective Gumshoe. Wait, so his blood was in the sculpture? Oh. This blood is something the culprit of the IS-7 incident tried to conceal. It can't be. That's... This blood was found inside the glass case of the Gemini sculpture. In other words, your blood was found alongside Mr. Dover's body. Because he killed him! And only one of Mr. Dover's sherbet desserts tasted salty. Come to think of it, I remember Miss Delicious saying the same thing 18 years ago. Oh yes, his sherbet was most delicious. Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. But there was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it. Salty? It's right here in this photo. It was a part of that lyre. Because it was Masters that... The rock salt lamp. I mean, it wouldn't taste the same, would it? Oh god, the people who ate it have eaten salt that was mixed with blood. At the time of the murder, there were 2 rock salt lamps in Mr. Master's room. One of those lamps took Mr. Dover's life. We know that Mr. Dover's blood was left behind on the murderous lamp, however. There were no traces of anyone's blood found at the crime scene, Mr. Master's room, because the killer disposed all of the desserts with traces of blood into the streams of water, right? No other traces of salt were found in Mr. Dover's room. Speaking of which, weren't the 2 rock salt lamps found in Ms. Delicious's room also broken? It looks like both the lamps and the pillars are broken. Both of their light bulbs are broken. Maybe they were dropped on the floor. We never did figure out why the other rock salt lamp was broken. Maybe Mr. Gustavi's blood was on the other lamp. If your blood was found on the lamps at the crime scene, you would have been suspected. As the culprit, you would have needed to conceal all traces of your blood from the police. Don't tell me he concealed it in the sherbet lyre. Exactly. The rock salt lamp and his blood were mixed into the sherbet lyre and hidden inside the glass case. Unlike the fountain's water, the sherbet desserts would not be analyzed right away. Perhaps he had planned to dispose of the sherbet when the opportunity presented itself. Then, the reason Mr. Gustavia came to this gallery... Well, Courtney's agreeing with me. So he planned to destroy the evidence before the Zodiac Art Gallery's grand opening. Dane Gustavia, isn't it about time you confessed? You are the true culprit of the IS-7 incident. Monsieur Gustavia, you're the reason Monster Master is... Oh, he's gonna tell us that the statute of limitations has run out. Could it be? After all this time, my crime is finally brought to light? The prosecutors and defense attorneys 18 years ago never even came close. Bravo, bravo. Well done, Sir Prosecutor. So you admit that you killed Mr. Dover? It is true. I killed Isaac Dover. But he had only himself to blame. What do you mean? Dover and I worked together in order to win the contest. No matter who won, we agreed that we'd share the angel's recipe. On the day of the finals, he stabbed me in the back. I'm sorry, Gustavia. The deal is off. What? But I made your desserts for you. I'm the reason you got this far. And what of it? Can you prove that you insisted on me in any way? Dover, you were planning to betray me all along. Because of Dover's treachery, I was forced to make my finals entry on my own. It's just as Sir Prosecutor said. My son assisted me every day until the finals. What about your pride as a confectionery artist? Proud chef loses the ability to taste his own creations. That's a feeling an upstart like you would never understand. Mastering the art of dessert making is my reason for being. It is my one and only pride. Committing murder for the sake of pride, that's another feeling I'll never understand. To say nothing of abandoning your own son. Such a thought disgusts me. Well, we don't know exactly the story behind the son. So, I don't care about that. So then it wasn't the son's fault. You don't even know the reason your son didn't turn up? Maybe he broke his leg or something, yeah? Wait, he actually went missing that day? That hardly seems sporting. You! Well, he's got the photos now. Ah, this is rich. A pastry chef who can't taste. Dover, you! Puny worm, you are in no position to oppose me. Why, you! So Dover was a bit of a prick as well, but Gustavia committed the crime. I crashed into one of the rock salt lamps, and that was when my blood stained on it. Do you really need to mix it into the sherbet? That's gross. You could have put it in a bag or something, taken it out and thrown it in the bin or something. Or destroyed it. Yeah, Dover was a bit of a sneak. But why? Why did you try to pin the crime on Monsieur Master? You are wrong to blame me for that, Lady Catherine. If not for your unnecessary meddling, Sir Master would have never been a suspect. Why do you think I hid the murder weapon and fluorescent cloth in Lady Delicia's room? There's only one reason why you'd place a murder weapon in someone else's room. You wanted to pin the crime on Delicia. Me? Yes, that is correct. Why? As one who sought to be the world's best confectioner, I greatly respected Sir Master. It was never my intention to cast suspicion on him. But an insolent woman who dared to sully the contest with fake desserts. I had no problem letting someone like you take the blame for the crime. That makes me sad. If you hadn't snacked on other people's desserts, the body would never have been found. It was when Sir Master would be judging Lady Delicia's room. That's when I finally saw an opportunity to freeze the body. But before I could move the body, Lady Catherine had already discovered it. Why did you need to freeze Monsieur Dover's body? Why indeed? Monsieur Edgeworth, please tell us, why would Monsieur Gustavia have needed to freeze the body? Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected. I don't think even ice can really throw off the time of death that well. Maybe it can, I don't know. Once the body was discovered, there would be no time to throw off the time of death. To buy time, you needed to hide it someplace else. All would have worked out if the body hadn't been discovered while it was in Sir Master's room. If everything had gone according to plan, Sir Master would never have been arrested. So, because I discovered the body, it's my fault Monsieur Master was... Kate, don't take his words to heart. Even if suspicion hadn't fallen on Mr. Master, Miss Delicious would have taken the fall. No matter who he targeted, the one at fault here is Mr. Gustavio himself. The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also a dunce. To think that he never reported the missing body to the prosecutor. Prosecutor von Karma indicted Mr. Master without knowing the body had vanished? I see. That would explain why he looked so flustered at the crime scene. Although, it's something that would stand out if you read the official documents. At any rate, von Karma found out about the missing body after he made his indictment. And if he had let one person be acquitted, he'd have a stain on his much prided perfect record. That's why he concealed the fact that the body was hidden and had Mr. Master declared guilty. For 18 years, that man has taken the blame for your crimes. Don't you feel anything at all? Ah, I don't care what you say. What a monster! I'm arresting him right here, right now, sir. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. So you figured it out. That's correct. You have no right to sentence me. Ha ha ha. What? But the culprit is standing right in front of us. Wah ha 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 ha. Allow me to tell you the reason why you can't arrest me. It has been 18 years since I murdered Dover. The statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years, is it not? In other words, it's impossible for you to arrest me. I only confessed my crime because the statute of limitations expired. Oh, you fool! There is something. It should. Well, when you have evidence, it shouldn't be. So that's correct. Emphasis on this country. But this is false. But... oh, come on. What am I supposed to present it to then? I know exactly what I want to say. It didn't expire though. I mean, now that the public know that you murdered him, you're not gonna be crowned. No one's gonna respect you anymore, and no one's gonna allow you to enter these competitions. Like, you're not the greatest pastry chef anymore. You've just jeopardized your career. Man, it's been a long time since your Uncle Rain's been this angry. I feel the same way. I cannot allow this man to go unchecked. I can see how he was able to escape justice for 18 years. Yeah, how do I phrase it? In this country. After the contest, the medicine from the recipe book allowed me to fully cure my taste disorder, and then immediately headed to Zhengfa to train my design skills. So he wasn't seen ever since that case because he was in a foreign country. Indeed, but I'm certain that I went abroad to train. About 1 year after that case, right before Sir Master's final trial began. Thanks to my training, I am now a confectioner unparalleled in both taste and design. You can't seriously expect to be a world-famous chef whilst confessing to murder. There we go. Is that what I need now? You would have thought... Ha 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 ha. One of the conditions regarding the statute of limitations for murder is as follows. If the suspect flees to a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. So the statute of limitations was suspended while you were overseas. That's right, the statute of limitations stopped while you were training in Zhengfa. Indeed, it is possible that the statute of limitations has not expired yet. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us how long you stayed in Zhengfa. It would be exactly 3 years. 3 years? Wait. Let's calmly think this over. The case occurred 18 years ago. The statute of limitations is 15 years and he was away for 3. 15 plus 3 is exactly 18 years. Yes, but are we within... Are we like 1 hour over or what? Because this is the anniversary, isn't it? Oh. Wait. There was more in that statute of limitations. Wait. There's more.
Objection.
If you're thinking of taking matters into your own hands, I implore you to reconsider. There still might be a way to bring this man to justice. What? Miles, remember the facts of the case 18 years ago. Just as you were mistaken earlier, it seems Mr. Gustavia has also overlooked one key detail. Overlooked? He wasn't present during Mr. Master's final trial, so he doesn't know the outcome of the trial. There may be yet a way for you to arrest him. Miles, look over that booklet Statute of Limitations again. 17 years ago, Master was falsely declared guilty for serious crime. Thanks to that verdict, we aren't out of ammunition just yet. Those who undermine the Goddess of Law's verdicts must bear the burden of their crimes. I am Mr. Master's attorney. I can't use his suffering as a weapon in good conscience. For that reason, I leave the rest up to you. I want to read the statute again. I see no further reason to prolong this trial. I hereby find Dane Gustavia not guilty. Objection. Overruled. Gustavia will stand in court for his crimes. Do you mean to say you have found a way to arrest Mr. Gustavia? Exactly. Show Judge Courtney the evidence that will shatter the statute of limitations. So let me check the statute again. If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached, then resumes. Yeah, Masters was tried as an accomplice, not a murderer. Did that last more months? So what I need to show is this, right? It doesn't say anything about the fact that Masters was on trial. Do we just show the statute then? No. What then? It is, but what do I say? Just the incident file? Where does it say it lasted 1 year?
Take that.
Case summary, victim data, suspect data, suspect data. But we didn't see this in the... Right, that is indeed true. This book lists conditions in which the statute of limitations can be put on hold. The first, as I have said earlier, is if the suspect flees to a foreign country, but there's one more. If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached. But wait, if he was in the foreign country while he was being tried for an accomplice, they would overlap, and so it would only be 3 years, wouldn't it? Not 3 years of 1 year. Well, it depends. Were they overlapping or not? He had left already for Zhengfa. Jeffrey Master was being tried as an accomplice for 1 year. Put it all together. Yeah, but they were overlapping. So it's just 3 years, isn't it? I don't agree with this. According to the wording of the statute, it freezes in both cases. But if they're overlapping, then it just freezes for those 3 years. No, that's wrong.
Objection.
For the last 18 years, an innocent man has suffered greatly in your stead. Mr. Gustavia, it's now time for you to atone for your crimes. You gave it all away by admitting to murder, even if you couldn't be arrested. What a shame. You can't run from your crimes any longer. What are you... What's that supposed to signify?
Think the star has been taken into custody, sir.
Yeah, so you're up next, right? Yes, I understand. Okay.
Everyone, I am truly sorry for all the trouble I've caused. And thank you very much for catching Monsieur Gustavia.
What you did cannot be overlooked, even if the crimes you committed were in response to a past injustice. As a prosecutor, I am terribly sorry for what happened.
No, I'm only getting what I deserve, since I was the cause of all this.
Kate, will you have me as your attorney? I'm not quite the same useless kid I was 18 years ago. I won't let them find you guilty. But she is guilty. She confessed. What are you saying? You gonna lie, Ray? She literally attempted... Oh, what's wrong with her eyes? That's not healthy. She is guilty. She deserves the punishment. What the Ray?
Sorry to interrupt, but it's time to go.
Why are we trying to defend her now? She attempted murder. Can't help but feel that you've been dishonest with me. Dishonest? Whatever you do mean. You said that the verdict could not be overturned, but that was not the case. A reinvestigation and retrial were obviously required as soon as the missing body was found. I have no need to answer you. Prosecutor Edgeworth, the PIC has you in its sights. They will receive a report on everything you did here today, and you will most likely be required to appear before them. I did good. I am not ashamed. Not only as a prosecutor, it's just who I am. I don't get it. As long as you continue to think that being the best is all that matters, I doubt you ever will. Well, I don't get that either. I'm going home. There is much he still needs to learn. Miley? What is it? I knew Greggy-san could do it. I think I might be falling for you. Thanks for helping Jeffy. Well, Yo, Edgy! Great solving that case! Great job solving that case. Well, I was busy drawing, so I really didn't catch all of it. Where did Katie and Justy run off to? Maurice, you really weren't paying much attention, were you? Don't glare at me like that. I'm sorry. Heard everyone was coming to visit, so I escorted Mr. Master myself. Hello, one and all. I am Jeffrey Master. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth at your service. And I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you all. Mr. Master, Miles is your old defense attorney's son. You mean Mr. Gregory's? Your father has done so much for me, and yet I betrayed his good faith when I made the false confession. Heard the details from Mr. Shields. Mr. Master, I came here today to tell you everything we've learned about 18 years ago. 18 years ago? Kate committed a crime for my sake? Why would she do such a thing? Miss Hall has been trying to prove your innocence for the past 18 years. She was willing to do whatever it took to save you. Kate, she shouldn't have gone through so much trouble for an old man who let her down. Mr. Master, I don't think you realize just how much Miss Hall cares for you. I have something here that clearly proves the two of you share an unbreakable bond.
My attorney badge. No. Chocolates? What is it? Is it the chocolates? Why? Maybe the chocolates? That's why she's making the chocolates? I can hand them over later in secret, pal. Detective Bad. Mr. Master, now it's my turn to wait for Kate. I'll make her favorite sweets every day until she returns. Yeah, but she's going to jail, so... Might be years. I mean, it's attempted murder. Bloody hell, that was probably the longest Ace Attorney case I've ever done. That was so long. Too long. He used Mr. Master's false charge, which I was originally supposed to protect him from. The attorney inside of me simply could not do it. Fight crime as a prosecutor or to save people as a defense attorney, I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. I will. Well, if you ask Uncle Ray, you'll always be welcome down at the office. Alrighty then. Looks like it's time for Uncle Ray to get going. Next time I see you, I'll be sure to thank you again. Really though, thanks for today. Is he gonna become a defense attorney? Gregory, I'm sorry that it took so long. It may have taken 18 years. Finally, we've proven Mr. Master's innocence. Miles, your son, helped me with that. The way he fought for the truth. He was just like you, Gregory. I'm still not the kind of attorney you were. I will forever carry on. Convictions I inherited from you. But if I can, together with him. Oh. What do we think? I think he should just stick as a stick to being a prosecutor. I mean, that's not. I don't know why this game always seems to imply that being a prosecutor is evil and defense is good. It's not. It's just like you're just carrying out justice either way. As a defense attorney, you could be protecting someone bad. And it's what he's done. I mean, Edgeworth is good at his job, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's episode 4 to be done next time. Oh, that took so long. We've still got 2 whole episodes left in this game. It is one heck of a long game. Alright, well. Yep, episode 4 next time. See you in episode 4. Bye bye.